Today I am speaking with Karen of Rose Training. Rose Training offers celebrancy courses here in Brisbane and nationally online, and Karen is a celebrant herself. Karen, thanks for joining me today and for having us here at Rose Training.
Thank you.
Karen, the role of a celebrant within a wedding is very special, but they are also performing a legal service.
Definitely.
Can you tell us what the role of a celebrant is in a wedding?
Yep, sure. Of course, there's always the official side. So the celebrant is the person who is registering the marriage with Birth, Deaths and Marriage, and there's a lot of legal implications involved. So the training goes through all of the marriage legislation that the celebrants need to know. But first and foremost, I think the reason why celebrants are so popular these days is that you don't have the rigid rules of marrying in a church. So you can make the ceremony specific and individual to the couple. They can get married when they want, where they want, and how they want.
There are a lot of celebrants in Australia. If you look in a directory, you have lots of options. So for us as wedding planners, when we are recommending celebrants to our clients, what should we be looking for?
I think what you'd be looking for would be someone who is flexible. So again, not so rigid that they say this is the way you have to do it, so that they can work with the couples, because the big thing is that for the couples to have the wedding the way they want it to run, so it's run individually to suit their needs. So someone who's a bit flexible and able to work around the couple's requirements.
Okay, so something I'm really hearing quite clearly is that the celebrant has to develop a personal relationship with the couple, get to know them a little bit so that they can really deliver on that wedding that is going to be special for the couple. Would you agree with that?
Definitely, yeah. As a wedding planner, you'd probably get to see a lot of different celebrants in action, and possibly you'd be able to match up a celebrant's personality with the couple's personality. If they're ever asked for a recommendation, they might be able to, if there's a couple that are particularly quirky, maybe they might have worked with a celebrant who's done, a Peter Pan wedding or some sort of themed wedding, and they might say, yep, I know exactly the celebrant who would work well with you, so that would work.
Yeah, okay, that's a great tip. Thanks, Karen. So we've just been talking about that personal relationship that develops between the celebrant and the client, and also the wedding planner and the client. But what about the relationship between celebrant and wedding planner? What can wedding planners do to make your jobs as celebrants easier and everything flow as it should on the day?
I think it would be really good if wedding planners and celebrants could get together at some stage so that everyone's on the same page. As a celebrant, we should be having rehearsals with the clients, usually the week before the wedding, and just go over all the finer details. So we have a rehearsal on the site where the wedding is going to take place. It would be really good if the wedding planners could come along to that, just so that everybody knows where the signing table's going to be put, where the couple are going to be standing, so that when the bride arrives, because that's pretty much the last time the bride gets to see the area and see where everything's going to be, if there are any changes after that, if the celebrant gets there and the wedding planners put the table in a different spot, then the bride's going to arrive and say, this isn't what I thought, and not know what's going on. So if all three of us could all get together at the rehearsal, that would make things really good.
Yeah. I think that communication between everybody is really important, and I guess it'll come down to each individual how they do that, but that idea of the celebrant and the wedding planner getting together and communicating, I think is a great idea, and ultimately benefits the couple in the end.
That's right, yeah, and that's who you're working for. The client is the couple are a mutual client, so it would be really good to get together so that we have everything run the right way for the clients.
Yeah, perfect. I couldn't agree more. So Karen, we talk a lot about things like trends and attention to detail and organisation with our students at the Academy. But I'd really be interested to know from you, who sees a wedding from a totally different perspective, what makes a great wedding?
Well, obviously the weather, but we don't have much control over that. So I think the things that we do have control over is just to make sure that everybody's on the same page, so that everybody knows what role they're playing and everybody knows what needs to happen at what time. So the smoother it can go, and the more that people know the roles that they have to have, the less they're going to stress over it. And particularly with the bride, if everything goes well at the rehearsal and the bride is comfortable, that everyone knows what's going to happen and it's all going to happen all nicely the way it's planned. So no surprises, and everyone knowing the role and doing what needs to be done.
I think that's another really great point that you've made, Karen. And again, as we keep saying, that communication between the wedding planner and the vendors is essential in helping our bride and groom to feel really comfortable about their day and secure in the knowledge that it's just all going to go as planned. So, Karen, hopefully today we have helped our wedding planners understand how to work with celebrants better. But in case we've inspired somebody who would actually like to be a celebrant, can you tell us when you're running your next training courses here in Brisbane?
Yeah, sure. We run our classes in a couple of different formats, Christine. We have an intensive course that runs Monday to Friday, and then there's a little bit of a portfolio work that's done afterwards. And then we have a Saturday course that runs for 6 Saturdays. The next intensive course is on the 24th of February, and the next Saturday course is the 8th of March. I do think there's only a couple of places left in the next February course, the intensive, so the next one after that is the 23rd of June.
Okay. Thanks for giving us those dates, Karen. We will put a link to the Rose Training website in our description on our YouTube channel so that anybody who does want to find out more about the celebrancy courses can do so. It has been great to have your insight into the role of being a celebrant today. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.